Good morning everybody and welcome to Every 4 Kids Change to Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 6. In this series, I'm cataloging every change made in the English 4 Kids dub of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters anime by watching it and the original Japanese version side by side. If you're new here, I recommend you first watch the prior episodes, linked in the description below. Before starting today, there was a change I somehow managed to miss in the last episode, which was so incredibly obvious it's actually visible in the uploaded video. In one early shot, my skirt has been photoshopped to a longer length. This seems to only apply to this specific shot. Her skirt is unaltered in many other shots throughout that and this episode. With the updated change count at 259, let's head into episode 6. Number 1. Pegasus's opening dialogue has been completely rewritten. Japanese Pegasus states the duels have been going on for 2 hours and wonders if Yugi Boy will make it inside the castle. English Pegasus gives a longer, more explicitly supervillainy speech about the stronger duelists weeding out the weak, with no mention of Yugi himself. Number 2. The opening speech now continues over the establishing shot of the next scene, where there was originally no dialogue. Number 3. In the Japanese version, Jinochi changes the subject from dueling to point out the wonderful ocean view, segueing into a memory of bringing Shizuka to see the ocean. In the English version, Joey instead declares he needs to be the next Duel Monsters champion for Serenity's sake. While this seems like a minor change at first, it will be referenced later in the episode. Number 4. In Japanese, Shizuka is worried their mom will be mad at them for their trip, implying they went there on their own without permission. Serenity, meanwhile, instead asks Joey where they're going, and no mention is made of their parents' knowledge of their trip. Number 5. When Jinochi is excited to duel, Honda and Anzu bring him down to earth by recommending he specifically goes after the weakest possible duelist he can find. Tristan and Taya instead remind him he only has one star chip. Number 6. Exclusive to the English version, Joey states this will be his first official duel. As mentioned in prior episodes, in the Japanese version, Jinochi has already participated in a prior tournament. While he's still a noob, this won't literally be his first match. Number 7. Also exclusive to the English version, Yugi states not everybody on the island is a pro. The hand-picked top 40 duelists aren't professional enough for you? What are your standards, dude? Number 8. In the Japanese version, when asked how she could recognize her cards while they were face down, Mai simply replies that it's a secret. Jinochi eventually suspects she might be psychic, but this is an idea he brought up entirely on his own. In the English version, Mai claims to be psychic from the beginning and puts on an act during the duel.
Oh, cards, speak to me! And I'll choose again without looking.
Huh? How's she doing that?
坊やのターンよ。
またカードを見ない。
Number 9. This one's a subtle sight gag that totally went over my head until a second viewing. In a callback to the prior episode, the moment Japanese Mai refers to Yugi as Yugi-chan, Anzu becomes visibly annoyed.
あら、ユーギちゃん、デュエルは順調？
まあね。
ユーギちゃんの
While Taya still grimaces in the English version, without honorifics, the callback is lost. Number 10. Mai's reasoning for challenging Joey is given extra context in the English version. In the Japanese version, she's simply choosing to bank star chips from weaker duelists before taking on someone like Yugi. In the English version, she overheard that Joey was given a star chip from Yugi, and thus knows he wasn't officially invited to compete and must be the weakest duelist on the island. Number 11. Exclusive in Japanese, Jinochi once again fruitlessly brags about his quarterfinalist placement in his first tournament.
ベスト8の俺にそこまで言うかよ。
町内大会ででしょ？
Number 12. English Yugi says it's Joey's decision whether or not to fight Mai.
This is his decision to make. Show Mai what you're made of.
Right. She thinks I'm a pushover, but she'll see.
Japanese Yugi, meanwhile, tells Jinochi he has to fight Mai.
城之内くん、やるしかないよ。
ああ、遊戯ならそう言うと思ったぜ。
Number 13. Jinochi's explanation for accepting the duel is different in each version. In Japanese, he states he has to accept, or else his memory of the beautiful view will be tainted by his own cowardice.
例えば空を見たとき、山や海の遠くまで広がる水平線、ここでみんなと見たそんな風景を見るたびに逃げ出した自分を思い出さなきゃならないぜ。そうか。
In the English version, Joey states that this is his chance to prove himself, and a gag is added where he goes on a long tirade about how this is totally not a terrible idea.
Don't forget, Gramps trained me.
I mean, sure, Gramps didn't get a chance to finish my training, and granted, I wish I'd had a chance to practice more before getting thrown into a tournament this huge with so many heavy hitters, but honest, I think I can take her.
Oh, man.
You better be right, for your sister's sake.
Number 14. Throughout the English episode, multiple references are made to Grandpa's training. No reference is ever made in Japanese. Number 15. Exclusive to the English version, Joey is proud of himself.
Hey, I made my first move!
Don't take this from him. It's his moment. Number 16. While Mai's motivation is similarly frivolous in both versions, her specific prize money plan is different. Number 17. Harpy Lady has been renamed Harpy's Lady, sort of. I originally didn't count this one in episode 3, but decided I had to, since throughout English episode 6, they can't seem to make up their minds.
The Harpies ladies. My Harpy ladies. My 3 Harpies sisters. My Harpy ladies.
Number 18. This one is really subtle and almost flew over my head until this video was almost finished. This shot is slightly faster in the English version, but freeze frames at the end so it still lasts exactly as long as in the Japanese version. I can only guess this was somehow more convenient for the Photoshop. Number 19. Matching the altered card art, Harpies' lady now wears a less revealing shirt. Number 20. In the Japanese version, it's explained that flying monsters negate the field power bonus of land monsters. In English, we're only told flying monsters have a magical resistance to land monsters without any specifics. Number 21.
My samurai sushi!
Number 22. Tiger Axe's artwork has been redrawn. Number 23. Exclusive to the English version, Joey begins to suspect Mai might even be able to see his own cards. Number 24. Matching the altered card art, all Harpies' ladies no longer sport the cyber bondage nipple spikes, though they are still visible at multiple points later in the episode. At least once for a brief moment after a scene cut, as well as at times they're either small enough or partially obscured, so they probably figured nobody would notice. Number 25. Jinochi says the name of his face-down card, Demon Hunter, in Japanese, but Joey does not. Number 26. After the midway commercial break, the English version splices the shots a bit differently to give Mai and Joey a couple extra establishing lines. Number 27. In the English version, Taya yells at Yugi to help Joey, prompting his transformation.
He's losing it!
He needs help! Yugi, help him!
In Japanese, Yugi transforms without direct prompting.
あいつ!
悔しい！私悔しい！
Number 28. Just like last time, the Japanese episode uses a shortened transformation sequence while the English version plays it out in full. Number 29. Yugi's speech to Jonochi has been entirely rewritten. Though present in both episodes, the English version places more emphasis on Mai's attempts to convince Joey he can't rely on his friends.
Don't listen to her, Joey. We're here to help you, just like you're always there for us.
Huh?
What?
Trust me on this. She's just trying to divide and conquer, a strategy that's been used for centuries. Believe me, I know.
When you get that look in your eye, I believe everything you say.
In Japanese, Yugi gives Jonochi more specific but simultaneously more vague advice.
勝たせてみせるぜ、城之内くんを。たった一つの言葉で。
ユギ。
城之内くん、これから俺が言う一つの言葉を探るんだ。見えるんだけど、見えないもの。
見えるんだけど、見えないもの。
This is the riddle Jinochi told Yugi when their friendship began, and that Yugi had used to describe the incomplete Millennium Puzzle. Number 30. The Millennium Eye symbol is photoshopped on Yugi's face during his speech, because he's a ghost. Number 31. The dialogue in the flashback is changed to more closely match the changed script in episode 3. It's worth noting, in the actual Japanese episode 3, Jinochi only said the riddle in a flashback, not on the roof. And in English episode 3, the exact dialogue was worded differently. Even more interestingly, in both cases, this is completely new audio. They actually re-recorded Jinochi's Japanese voice actors saying the answer.
それは友情さ。それは友情さ。
Number 32. In the next flashback, the Japanese version had Shizuka's voice actor re-record the original lines, while in the English version, Serenity's clips are the same as heard in episode 3.
It seems like I'm running out of time. It seems like I'm running out of time.
Number 33. In the Japanese version, Jinochi closes his eyes in despair.
静か。俺はダメな兄貴だよな。お前の目を直してやることもできねえんだからな。くそ。
In the English version, he's already taken the advice to heart and is actively thinking about the duel.
What do I do? Maybe Yugi's right about this thing. I have to stop listening to Mai's nonsense and start using my head. I just gotta concentrate on how to win the game.
Number 34. Japanese Mai is disappointed she won't be able to damage Joey's life points when taking out the puny baby dragon since it's in defense mode. English Mai wishes the defense mode baby dragon was stronger so she could deal more damage to Joey's life points. Number 35. Finally revealing what Yugi truly meant with the riddle, Janochi recalls the card Yugi gave him from the Millennium Puzzles box, realizing the box itself, and thus the card from it, was symbolically linked to the riddle. In the English version, no significance is placed on the puzzle box. Number 36. Matching the prior change, the shot where Janochi remembers the Millennium Puzzle box itself has been removed. This results in a minor jump cut since Joey's face is in a slightly different position before and after. Number 37. Janochi is totally surprised the harpies his sisters is aged up, an unintended side effect of Time Wizard. In English, Joey instead excitedly yells,
I believed! And the cards came through for me! Awesome!
Number 38. Thousand Nose Breath has been renamed Inferno Flame Breath. Number 39. At the end of the episode, Janochi gives a riddle to Mai, and Yugi silently monologues that Janochi won because he was fighting for something more important.
クジャクマイ俺はデュエリストなんて柄じゃねえがこれだけは言っておくぜ1000年経っても変わらねえものもあるってことをなそいつはよ見えるんだけど見えねえものなのさ
うん城之内くんクジャクマイと君の背負うものの重さの違いが勝敗を分けたようだね
In the English version, Yugi's original sentiment is spoken by Joey himself, and Yugi's internal monologue is focused on praising Joey.
I tried to tell you, there's more to Duel Monsters than just kicking the other guy's butt. If you're ever gonna be a real champion, you've gotta learn to care about someone. Other than yourself. Isn't that right, Yugi?
Mm-hmm. I'm proud of you, Joey. All your hard work and training paid off. You went from a guy with nothing but eagerness and attitude to a winning duelist who battles with his head and his heart.
We end our episode 6 count at 39 changes, bringing the total series count to 298. Did I miss anything glaringly obvious again? Be sure to let me know in the comments before the HD version of the video manages to load so it can be corrected in episode 7. Special thanks to all Patreon backers, including all the bugs Yugi has killed: Andrew Cyber, Mrs. Heckman, RB Drox, Ellen Zero, Chris Nate, Alexander Botkin, Anon42, Anu Akrira, Chosen Muffin, Vincent Hall, Vincent YT, Alex Nelson, Yellow Alert, Lively Leader, Lady Ashley, David 20 Covers, The Quacky Gamer, Luminescent Dragon, Jay Snilgis, Baxoid, Z-Master, Praetor, Blake Long, Faith. Whether we wanted it or not, we've stepped into a war with the Cabal on Mars, so let's get to taking out their command one by one. Fall us to Art. From what I can gather, he is a high-ranking Cabal C. Rory Kelly, Lane Robert Leishman, Queen Sapphire, Crustacean Creep, Liddy Kitty, Jace Harsh, Plum Sweater, Cam the Can 1, Nathaniel Kalita, Xander Kozak, Celestial Cookie, 8-Bit Mischievous, Procrastinating Destiny, Epic Evan 921, Alex Likes to Eat, Yield Foreign, Super Davio, Ace of Heartsu, Random Goy, Misfunctional, Jorb, KK, Gussios, Alistair Echoes, John Prairie, Hey Game Champ, I'm entirely out of funny names, please DM me suggestions, I'm being entirely serious about this. Zoe, Multicore, Brandon Jessup, Aaron Bailey, The Green Scorpion, Game Champ says trans rights are human rights, Maverick Swordsman, Boomboxy, John Miller, Star Captain Eli Shava of Clan Ghost Bear, SNS Main, Lero Rario, Dino Nerd Ghost, Christopher Gunderson, Curbs D50, Damian R, James Simon, That One Night 5, Yop Alonzo, Wave It, Platypoo 115, Sans from Undertale, Danzarios, Chronosanthium, What's That Noise, Dwirl 25, Blue Moon Von Idaho, Britfake, Drawn by AJ's Haha Funny Meme Name, The Nonchalant Nacho, Bragger Jester, Kid, Very Gucci, Blue Boo, Fabi, West 450, Riley Anderson, Chenzo, Neo Sandman 4040, Zith Aggle, Arcombs, Robbie Cohenstrom. When we hit 200 Patreon supporters, GameChamp 3000 has to read the Patreon names in a funny voice for one video, but I acknowledge Mars Becker, Salty Sweet, Slowest Game of Chess, Black moves Knight to F6, Officer Slard, Slowest Game of Cheese, As White I move a pawn to C3. Kimsey will also join in this game of rock, paper, scissors. Rock. Pie Boy, Talmadro, I Love You Game Champ, Ivy Mackey, Sinique is pronounced Sinique. Sulfuric Boss, Sand Dragon, Eric Barron, Palthea, Sir Catmoose, Zero, Megalo Sandstail, Fyra, Common CJ, Shadowfire 638, Amy Cable, and Silk Toy. Let me know how much this video sucks and how to improve in the comments below, and get out of my samurai sushi.